Hi everybody, and welcome back. This is the GL homework review video, CO5, Block 5, Week 6. And this is me, Steve Holland, coming to talk you through it and hopefully give you some solutions if you get a little stuck. Okay, we are going to be doing this. This is what you should have done. And this is what you could have done. And that's obviously a little bit more. And that one there is the one that we'd ask if your parents can have a look at and if they could mark that for us. That'll be fantastic. This is the book you'll need, and it's test 23, missing triangle, pages 56 to 58. Before we delve into it, I'm just going to put Billy up so that I don't distract you, and we can just concentrate and focus on what we're doing. There we go. So, a few things rather to think about. Spotting similarities, shade differences in shading, shapes combined to create new ones, being able to combine rules to work out more complex diagrams, and good awareness of how shapes look when rotated or reflected, and spotting differences in side shapes. Now, one of the things that will help you is obviously this, and you should all know that off by heart now. If you don't, this is what it is. Okay, shape, position, angle, number, size, shading, rotation, overlapping, and symmetry. Okay, that should be in your brains. So, let's start. There's your example in the star shapes below. One triangle has been left empty. Always look at what you've got. Try and work out what the patterns are. We can see in this one that we have diagonally this way, we have these square shapes, and there's a repetition on the inside as well. On the opposite direction, we have these filled in squares, or diamonds, whichever you want to call it. And then going down, in the center, we have these just a square shape blank, no shading inside. And what you're asked to do is which triangle completes the star and circle the letter below. Well, we already know that because there's an example, so it'll tell us. And it's A. Okay, as you can see, that's got the same shape as those three there. That will complete the shape as it is. Reasons why are the ones that's at the bottom. None of these are at the bottom. That's got two squares, one inside the other. No, because that doesn't go with the rest of the pattern. A shaded square, again, no, doesn't go with the rest of the pattern, the vertical pattern here, and a rectangle. Right, let's start. Question 1. Things to remember, we've got these great big lines going through, these diagonal lines going through the center, and it doesn't really make a difference. We do notice that that these lines, but it's going through all of our shapes. All right, the answer to this one is C. And the key thing about that, because that's the one we were looked for, if you look, it alternates. So it goes, the thin lines alternate. It goes the top thin line there, and then the bottom thin line there. Bottom thin line, top thin line. Let's go back the other direction. Top thin line, top thin line, bottom thin line, bottom thin line, top thin line. So we should have been having bottom thin line, top thin line. All right, that's what we should have had to mirror there. Okay, question 2. We have these horizontal shading. We have this horizontal shading there and there. So if we had further triangles there, that shading would continue. We have these blank triangles, but inside them you also have these parts of one shape. So the missing bits are incomplete rectangular hexagons. Okay, and that's what you would have there for each one. Obviously we're missing these two triangles, and that would complete our shape. So first thing, we are looking for non-horizontal lines, because that's not part of our pattern here. So immediately we can get rid of that one and get rid of C. Okay, If we look at the other ones, what do we have? Each of the triangles has the two corners, and they have a shape in the two corners, and it should consist of a rotated plus sign on the left and a rotated minus sign on the right. And the answer for that one is actually B. If you look at D, it's got two minus signs, and I can't quite see, and that doesn't quite work. Let's have a look at 3 and 4. So, we're concerned with one of the inside triangles here. Round the outside, we have a blank dot in the middle, a black dot in the middle, a circle, and then a circular line, dotted line there. And then it alternates, then we've just got the black circle in the middle, and then we've got the outer circle there. Okay? So on the insides, what we do have are squares and triangles. So we'll look, see what our pattern is. We've got a dark square in the middle. We've got another square around that, and then we've got another square again, but this time the line is dashed and not solid. We look at the triangles, we've got the same thing. Triangle shaded in the middle, triangular outside it, and then to finish it off, we've got this dashed line here around the whole lot. And that continues. So what we should be having is another triangle to go in our gap, and that should be dotted, or dashed rather. It's very difficult to do it on this. It should be a solid triangle, and then it should be a triangle filled in, solid, shaded in the middle. So that's what we're looking for. So let's have a look. Right, so question 3 could be A. We've got what we need. B, no, because we've got the solid line in the outside. C, because no, we don't have a solid triangle in the middle. D, because again, we don't have a solid triangle. And E, because we don't have a dotted line. So our answer is A. Question 4. So we have, if you look down here, we've got these diagonal lines going down there. Okay, for both of the sides, so that one, and what would be there as well. And then we have triangles but with no shading in the center. We then have shapes. So we'll look for the number. Don't forget to use your spans, Ross. Each shape, so we've got a square and a square. They are more or less in the middle. They're both in the same place, and if I was to fold that over to there, then it would be exact mirror of that. Okay, so let's have a look. We've got the same thing, so we've got square, square, but no shading in the triangle. Circle, circle, no shading in the triangle. Circle, circle, no shading in the triangle. Oh, sorry, diagonal shading in the triangle. And so we've got a circle, and we will have, one should have, another circle there, but again, no shading because that's our pattern. So let's have a quick look, see where we're at. We should have not that one, because that's how it goes down. Not that one, because there's no shape. C, could it be? Is it the right thing? Well, it alternates. It goes 2, goes square, square, circle, circle. So what should our next pattern be? It should be a square. So circle, no, can't do it. No, because it needs to be shaded, and our answer is E. So let's go down to our next slide. Okay, question 5. So again, we have shading, lines, vertical, and we have some horizontal. Okay, so this is a missing triangle. Let's look at the pattern we have. We have A. So just to check the shadings here, we have horizontal, horizontal, vertical, vertical, horizontal. Next one should be horizontal. Here's our pattern: horizontal, sorry, vertical, vertical, horizontal, horizontal. It should be, and then vertical, vertical, and so on. So that is our pattern with the lines. So we should be looking for horizontal shading. Okay, so let's eliminate that. We have here, we have vertical shading. Get rid of that one. Any more vertical shading? Yeah, get rid of that one. So we're left with 3. Now it all depends on the shape that we have in the middle. The inner triangles alternate between black circle, square, and triangle. So a quick look: black circle, square, triangle. Black circle, so we should be having a square and then our triangle. Which one has a square? So the answer is B. Okay. Question 6. Right, let's have a look at what we've got. We have arrows, 2 different types. Just one line, single lines. These are double lines. Okay, on the inside, all pointing towards the center. But if we look at the circle, the triangles rather, going around the outside, you will notice that the arrows and the arrowheads, the shapes of the arrows as well, are just a reflection of what goes the opposite direction. So they're going opposite each other. Okay, and we have, so that'll be a bit of a hint. So we can have a look. That is definitely something. So these ones opposite are just single lined arrows, and these are double lined arrows. So our shape here to start with should be a double lined arrow. Okay, just about get it in. So let's have a quick look. Can we eliminate anything so far? Well, it's an arrow pointing away, isn't it? So do we have any of the arrows pointing towards the lines? Because none of these do. They all point away from the lines. Yep, A and D. So we have to get rid of those. Now, next. The 2 arrows here are not sitting on the line. But these 2 arrows, are sitting on the line. So our arrow will need to sit on the line. Okay, can we get rid of any here? Yep, that arrow is not sitting on the line, and neither is that one. So our answer is B. Let's go on to question 7. Let's have a look at what we got again. And if you notice, we've got a selection of shading diagonally, and then we don't have shading, but we have a cross in the middle of each triangle. What else do we have? Well, each triangle has a dark line and a white line. Dark line, white line on each of our triangles, whichever way you look. And also, if you notice, as I said, the shading moves from shaded to no shading, but across. So that does mean that this triangle here needs to have shading. Can we eliminate? Yes, we can. Just get rid of B. Right. Now I've written this up here saying the shading of these triangles is grey, and that's really important because, as you can see, they look black. So that's a problem, because what they should have is a white line and a black line. But if you notice, the shading is the same inside these lines as well. Okay, so let's have a look for A. Shading is not the same, even though we've got the 2 lines. Again for that one and for that one. This one, on the other hand, the shading is the same, and you should have a diagonal line there. So our answer is C. Question 8. We have cone shapes with a circle and a dot. A cone shape with a circle and 3 dots. Cone shape, circle, 2 dots, cone shape, and so on as we go around. So these, and as we go around, the shapes go, well, we can go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So if you can put that into an or rather clockwise direction. Now, we've got our cone, a dot in the middle, a circle on the outside. Okay, and that goes all the way around. So that's pointing in a clockwise. Let's have a look at what we've got inside, because this is the one we need to find. We have the same shape, but this time if you look at the tail, top end of the cone, that is pointing in an anti-clockwise direction. So whatever we have needs to point in an anti-clockwise direction. Is there anything else that'll help us? Well, we have 1 dot, 1 dot. 3 dots, 3 dots, but the dots are not in the circle, they're in the cone. 2 dots, 2 dots, 1 dot, 1 dot, and so on. So we should be looking for a cone going looking to go that way. And on the top of the cone, nothing there, but we will need to have 2 dots there. Okay, so let's eliminate. A, no, because we've got 2 dots in the center of the cone. Can't have that one. D, can't have that one because that circle bit's too thick. So all the rest are possible contenders, and if we look at our answer, should be E. And the reason for that is we have 2 dots, and if we put that in there, this in here, we would have our shape going and the shape going that way around. Okay, so let's move on. Question 9. Right. We have, in the inner triangles, we have these rectangles. Each rectangle has 2 lines. That one. A solid line, 2 dots. A shaded line, a shaded rectangle in the middle, but 3 dots. 2 lines, 2 dots, 1 dot, and a solid line, and same thing there. So, is there a pattern with the dots? Well, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, possibly, but we need the outside one as well. So let's have a look at the relationship between the two. Right, let's have a look at this one here. We've got a solid line in the middle of the rectangle. Now we've got a solid line in the middle of the triangle. We have a dot in the middle of the shape, but we've got our dot is not in the shape this time, but is in the corner, okay, in the right hand corner of each triangle. Okay, it's when it's put upright. That's another important thing. So we're looking for a triangle in there, for a triangle, and again, don't forget that you can draw in these shapes. There's nothing stopping you. So you're looking for a shaded, sort of a couple of lines in the middle with a dot on the right hand side there. Alright, so let's have a look. Are there any which do not come into this at all? Okay, so solid line, let's get rid of him. Solid line, let's get rid of that. 2 dots as well, and 2 dots there as well. How many dots have we got here though? Oh, are the dots important? Well, let's have a look. We've got 1 dot, 1 dot, 2 dots, 2 dots, 3 dots, 1, 2, 3 dots, 2 dots, 2, and so on. How many dots? So we should have 3 dots. So that one's got 3, that one's got 3, and this one it's got 2 lines, but they are not shaded. We can get rid of that. We've only got 2 left. So we have to work out something else we're not getting. Now, if you notice, for each triangle, it's got a little extra line just at the top here. Okay? And the little line here means an anti-clockwise pointing. Okay, so it alternates. You notice the line goes that way, then that way, that way. So our line should be going pointing to this triangle here. That way, that way. So we need a shape which, when we put it together, would mean that we are able to have it turn around that way. So let's have a look. Could it be this one? Well, it's pointing that way, and if we turn this around, that would be pointing towards this one here. It's not what we want. We want it pointing this way, so if we put this there, it would be pointing that way. So our answer there is B. Question 10. Let's have a look at what we got. Horizontal shading here in these triangles, all of it, so there's no verticals to worry about. But this is the one we're missing. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at the 2 horizontal lines. So we have 2 triangles and 2 shaded black triangles in the center. One points towards, and these are pointing towards, called the base. That one's pointed towards the base there. Now on the next one, we have got 2 triangles, no shading on the inside, we've got our two black triangles, but this time the triangle is pointing to the top. So we'll look at this one. This one here is pointing to the base, so there's a pattern. If there are horizontal lines on the triangle, and our black triangle will always point to the base. So look, so that works out. Yeah, that's pointing to the base there. That's one side. So our triangle here needs to have horizontal lines because that's our pattern. Here we notice it's horizontal, no shading, horizontal, no shading, horizontal. Right, so let's eliminate. We can get rid of that one and we can get rid of that one. So what else are we looking at? We're looking for a triangle, internal triangle, shaded, pointing towards the base. Well, that's wrong. Can't get rid of D. So we've got two triangles left which are pointing to the base. Is there anything going to help us? Well, none of these triangles does the internal triangle, that is, sit on the base like B. As you can see, this is actually sitting very close to the base there. And let's get rid of that. So the answer is E. Okay. Right, question 11. So let's have a quick look. What do we have? So we'll look at the outside triangles first. So each triangle has a shape in the middle. In this case, it's a rectangle. It's got a Z figure in the middle and it's got a dot there. Let's go on to the next one. Let's go anti-clockwise. It's got a triangle and a squiggly sort of backwards 3. This has got a flag shape, and again with a triangle at the top. This has got a rectangle and diagonal line, Z shape, dot. 3, dot, and flag and black dot there. So let's have a quick look. We're looking for this internal triangle here. And if we look at the relationship between the triangles in the middle and the triangles on the outside, we notice that this has been flipped and it's the same shape. Okay, it's like a mirror image there on that. So that is the same, but we don't have the black shape at the top. So we've still got a mirror image, but it doesn't have the dot on the inside. So we need, to start with, we need a rectangular shape. Okay, are there any here which are not rectangular shapes? Yep, get rid of that. And the triangles on the inside do not have shapes at the top of them. That's missing. And oh, that's something else that'll help us. Look, we've got D and E. Now we've got two to decide from, and this is the problem. We need to be careful. They are a mirror image, so if I flip that one and got it to sit on top of that, it will be an exact image. So our line is going that way. So what we need, so we'll look, so a line goes that way there, a line goes that way there, a line goes that way there, and if we put that on top of that, we'd have a line going that way. Just about we can see it. Okay, so we need a line going that way, and the answer is, that's the only one that doesn't, that'll go the wrong way, and the answer is B. Finally, 12. Let's have a quick look. We have triangles around the outside with crosses and circles. Triangles in the middle, no crosses, black circles or dots, and circles. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've got. We can look at what's the same or what is different. We've got a circle and a white circle. Okay, let's have a look at the relationship between the two there. 2 circles, 2 circles. 2 circles, 2 circles. So the important thing looking like it, let's just check our theory. 1, 2, 3 circles, 1, 2, 3 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 circles. So there's a relationship in the number of circles between the outside triangle and the inside triangle. So let's have a look at the number of circles we've got. We've got 1, 2, 3. So we need to have 1, 2, 3. Okay. Does it matter where these circles and crosses go? Doesn't seem to make any difference really. So let's have a quick look then. So we've got the 3 circles. Brilliant. But what about the crosses and the black dots? Any relationship? Got 2 crosses, 2 dots. 2 crosses, 2 dots. 3 dots, 3 crosses. 1, 2, 3, 4 crosses, 1, 2, 3, 4 dots. 1, 2, 3, 4 dots, and 1, 2, 3, 4 crosses. So, how many crosses? 1, 2, 3. That must mean that we have to have 3 crosses. These are not very well drawn, so I do apologise. So let's have a quick look. Oh, sorry. My mistake completely. What we should be having is 3 dots and 3 circles. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So it'd be 3 dots, 3 circles. Doesn't matter where the dots are or the circles. 3 dots, 3 circles. Looks like first one we've come to is 3 dots, 3 black circles, and 3 non-shaded circles. So probability is A. Let's very quickly check. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 circles, black dots rather. No, can't have that. 1, 2, 3 circles, but only 2 dots. No, can't be that. 1, 2, 3, 4 circles. No, because we only need 3, remember. And 1, 2, 3, 4 dots. No, can we have that? Yes, it's A. Okay, I'm going to move on now to test 24, and that's going to be triangle similarities. Okay, let's make a start. Don't forget that you can, if you wanted, rewind this. If you're stuck on anything and you might have been going too fast, you can go back and just check. Okay, so this is the example. You're comparing the triangles. What is the relationship on the left, and work out the relationship between them. Decide which small triangle completes the big triangle and circle a letter below it. This has already been done for you, and our reason is because that is a shaded rectangle, non-shaded, bigger shaded rectangle, non-shaded. So our pattern is that the shapes are repeated, but on the triangle on the right, our shapes are not shaded. So immediately we're looking for a shape, a star shape, which is there, but not shaded. So we need to knock out any shaded shapes, get rid of that one, most definitely. It needs to be a star, so anything else it can't be. It's a cross, get rid of that one. Okay, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pointed star, and we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pointed star. It can't be D because it's only 4 points, so therefore it obviously has to be C. Let's make a start. Question 1. So we have vertical lines. What has happened to these lines when we look at the relationship to the ones on the right? Well, we notice that they have moved, they have been turned around, and now anti-clockwise they are that way. And the reason why we know they're anti-clockwise is because if we did them clockwise, these shapes would be like this. Okay, so we know that they've gone and moved, so they're not that. And we can see that the shapes are on this side sitting on, very badly drawn this, they're not, they're on the line. Any differences? Well, these squares here are coloured in, they're shaded. These ones aren't. And in fact, all the shapes that we do have are shaded. So we're looking for ones that are shaded. Anything else? Well, these squares here, for example, are sitting on that line. These aren't. There's a gap there between that. And we've also got an extra bit, and we've got these 3 dots here. So let's have a look. Let's see what we can eliminate. Rid of that one straight away. Okay, even though they are triangles, even though they're sitting in the right direction, there are no dots. Each one does. Okay. The triangles now, if you notice, are the wrong way around, because we need to be having a line with triangles, but those triangles shouldn't be touching, okay, the line. But what they do, and then they should have a dot above each one. So we're looking at one with the base, which has the dot above it. Oh, wrong way around, can't have that one. Same with this, look, no dots, And again with this, even though, look, I've got a choice between the two. This time though, the triangle are touching that line, they're sitting on it, but we want ones without it sitting on it. And so the answer is C. Question 2. We are looking for, so look at what we've got, 2 dots, 2 dots, 3 dots, 3 dots, 1, 2, 3, 4 dots, 4 dots. Let's see what's the relationship between these lines. We've got some vertical lines, and we've got the lines in a shape. So, but how many lines do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many lines here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's check this one. 1, 2, 3, 4 for the center triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Brilliant. Looks like it's a pattern here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our dots form a line at the top. Our lines are taken apart and they are put together, but in vertical lines. So we need to find something which has 1, 2, 3, 4 vertical lines with 1, 2, 3, 4 dots. So look, get rid of A. Nope. How many dots? 1, 2, 3. We can get rid of that, but there are 4 lines. 3 lines, 4 dots. Get rid of C. D. Oh my goodness, looks like it probably is. Let's just check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and far too many dots. And the answer is D. Fantastic. Question 3. So we have these shapes. We combine them together and they make one of those. But if you notice, they're also made smaller. And instead of 1, we now have 2. Okay, so here we still have 2 shapes, but they are together. Okay, but this time they're complete, and this time one sits on top of the other. One shaded, the top one isn't. So let's have a look. We have these 2 shapes, one on top of the other. Circles, and again the non-shaded circle sits on top of the shaded circle. Non-shaded, shaded. So we are looked for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sided shape, and we're looking for a darkened, a shaded one at the bottom and a non-shaded one at the top. Well, let's look. The first one we come to, 2 shapes, the same, non-shaded and shaded. Could probably be A. Let's quickly check. No, because the shapes are far apart. No, because we've got a shaded and non-shaded there are the wrong way around. No, wrong way around, too far apart. And no, they are not the right way. Okay, because that part needs to be there. Alright, so the answer is A. Question 4. So, what do we have in this triangle? We've got arrows, different ones. Okay, and 2 horizontal lines. So each one has 2 horizontal lines. Let's have a look at the relationship between this one and this one. So let's have a look at our lines first of all. Well, our horizontal lines are now becoming vertical lines. We've lost the stem of the arrow in this one, but if you notice, what we've done is we've gained an arrowhead here. Okay, let's have a look to see if that happens in every of these triangles. So in this one, we have 2 horizontal lines, 2 vertical lines, 2 arrowheads. We've got an arrowhead there, and we've got 2 arrowheads here. Let's look at the middle one, 2 horizontal, 2 vertical. We lost our stem from the arrow, and we now have a arrowhead which looks like this, blanked out, and we've got 2 there. So what we should be looking for is 1, which they have 2 vertical lines either side, because that's our pattern for each of these. But we have this particular shape. Okay, there we go, Chevron style shape. So we're looking for, it has to be that shape, and there are 2 of them. That shape there. I'm sure you can draw it, and again you can draw these out just to help you, to remind you. Let's have a look. 2 vertical lines, great, but it's the wrong shape, let's get rid of it. B, 2 vertical lines, same shapes. What we're looking for, that's probably going to be our answer. let's just check C. No vertical lines, get rid of it. D, vertical lines, but only one of the shapes. E, oh, it looks like it could be this one. But if you notice this line here, that is completely different. Okay, and also where the lines, so on each of the shapes, the lines are inside and they don't go beyond the top of the shape here, you see? But in this one, our lines are extended beyond the top there. So it can't be that one, and it definitely is B. Okay, question 5. Moving from left to the right triangle, each individual shape is a mirror image. So let's have a quick look. We've got this shape here, and it's an exact mirror image, think about it, as that shape. Okay, so the answer for question 5 is D. Oh, didn't quite come out properly. Question 6. The curve and the circle. The curve moves from, when we look at this and this one here, we look and we see the circle staying in exactly the same place, but the curve has been flipped and rotated rather 180 degrees. Let's have a look at the top one, the easiest one there, and we can see again circle and the shading stay the same, the curve gets flipped 180 degrees. So we're looking for one that is exactly the same. We can get rid of those two here, and the answer for question 6 is D as well. Fantastic. Okay, moving on. Question 7 and 8. So here we are, there's question 7. Question 7, we have, so look at what we've got in each of these triangles. We've got 3 black dots, three dots, 3 circles, and 1 black dot, one with shape in the middle, and that one there. Okay, and they are joined together between 2 lines. Let's see what happens between the two. Let's compare the 2 triangles. Well, what happens here? So the black dot there goes to that side. Okay, there he is. This dot goes to that side, and this circle stays where it is. Okay, let's see what happens then on these. This circle, black circle's at the top, that stays where it is. This particular circle and shape goes there, and this particular circle and shape goes here. The one in the middle, now that's a bit different because obviously that's upside down. So let's have a look to see what happens on this triangle. So that one stays there. Now if we follow our pattern but just flip it around, what should be happening is the dark one then goes there and the bottom one goes over to the right, which is just basically a middle mirror image of that one. So we should be having this circle. Let's put it into a different color for you. We should be having this circle staying there. We should be having this circle going to that side, and we should be having this one going all the way over there. Okay, so let's have a quick look. Let's see what we can eliminate and what we have to keep. So we're looking for that circle at the top. Right, that's got a black one, get rid of him. That one's got a black one, let's get rid of that one. And our answer is actually question D. Okay. Alright, so that is actually D. Oh, I see what I've done here. My apologies. I have got these two the wrong way around. I'm just noticing. Not very good. Because what should be happening on this is that we have, so the middle one needs to go to this side, and the bottom one goes over there. So my apologies for that. That's why it's D. Okay. Right. 8. Okay. Let's have a quick look. We have triangle. What happens here to this one? Oh, let's go back to oval actually. We have triangle. In that triangle, we have another triangle and a coordinate section, but that section is shaded in. This time we've got a larger triangle, middle shaded in. What's happening here? We've got a shape, circle this time, and some shading there, and it flips around. We've got the big shape and some shading. This one, square and some shading. So we should be looking for a shape which looks like, okay, to go in here. And that one then, sorry, let's get rid of this. That one then, oops, is shaded and it's diagonal lines. Okay, terrible drawings, I know, so I do apologize. Right, let's have a quick look. So E, no. D, no, because it's the wrong type of shading. C could be. Which way are the lines going? They are going diagonally, but they're going that way. Lines on this one are going this way. Get rid of that. Wrong shape. So the answer is A. 18. Let's have a quick look. Question 9. Question 9. More left to right. We have irregular shapes. How many sides? What are the differences? Notice here 1, 2, 3 sides there. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides here. Let's have a look at these two. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. Brilliant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So we got one extra there. So we got plus 1 side. Okay. So next, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're looking 1, 2, 3, 4, and we should be having 5 there. Does it make any difference where they come? Well, if you look at this shape here, see we've got an extra side added on the bottom. Yeah. Okay. And let's look at this one. Look at the bottom as well. And you've got an extra side there. And if you look at this one, we've got an extra side added there. So whatever we're doing, we're looking at something with an extra side there. Okay, so it has to have 5 sides and it has to have an extra side there. Okay, let's go through them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sides. Not quite the right shape though. Okay, snarl that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Oh, Daisy doesn't want to work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, we need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, we need 5. Let's have a look at this. Well, we've got the right sort of shape. Got a bit of a base there, and yeah, got a 5. So the answer is E. 10. The answer is E as well. Okay. We can eliminate, we notice the shapes there, we got the shapes, it is turned 90 degrees clockwise, so it's turned that way. Okay, so it's turned 90 degrees clockwise, and if you can see just at the very top, we've got an added triangle up there with each of them. Alright, can't be these two because they are completely the wrong shape. Can't be this one because it's been turned around the wrong way, because it's going to be 90 degrees. That bit would go up there. Okay, so that would be there. So the answer is E. If we look at that, that has been moved up that way. Okay, could have been A, possibly, but it's the wrong side. Okay, so the answer is E. And last, 11 and 12. So, same shape, but what is the difference? We have dotted lines here, solid lines here. Okay, these are the horizontal lines which are changed from solid to dotted or dashed. Same thing with this, there's only the horizontal lines that change, same shape here, but it's the horizontal lines that change. So we're looking for something a bit like this. The vertical lines are solid, dotted, and solid, and dotted, and solid. Your drawing. A, get rid of it, it's not the right shape. That's the right shape. Oh, is that it? Yep, must be that one. This one is going the wrong way. And these two don't work because they don't have the dotted or the horizontal lines. And finally 12. So we'll look how it changes from here to here. Got similar shapes, similar L shape. Got a 2 solids line in this one, but only 1 solid line here and a dotted line there. So look at these. We have solid lines, same shape. The top line the outside line has changed to dotted. Look at these ones, the middle ones, these ones to there, same thing, solid line in the middle. So we should be looking for one that has a solid line, and dotted, shaded. Okay, and the answer for number 12 is D. Okay, moving quickly on, we are going to be doing test 15 from the maths practice, and it's pages 46 to 48. So, question 1. And we have, it says Lehman places 243 erasers into packs of 30. How many erasers are left over? Well, if we've got, put them into packs of 30, so we need to find out how many times, basically, does 243 go into 30. And we can use a bus stop method to do that. We could use 30 into 24. Goes how many times? Well, you can use the 3 times table. So 3 times 8 is 24, so it goes into that. It goes into 24. It will go into there 8 times. Let's put that above there. 8, and it'll go in exactly into 24. And so let's put that there. We can put another one there. So it goes exactly into 24. Let's make this a little bit smaller so that it works. So it'll go into 24, and that will mean then that we need to bring down our 3. Okay. Let me just bring this down. Good. So then it'll need to go into the 3. So we need to then bring our 3 down. Can 30 go into 3? No, it can't. So we're left over with a remainder 3. So it goes in 8 times, and we have a remainder of 3. So that means how many erasers are left over? And so that means that the answer is D. Okay, that didn't work that time. Let's try it again. There we go. And next says, which 2 of these tile shapes will not fit together with identical copies of themselves to form a tile pattern without leaving any gaps? That's a long question, but when I looked at it, first of all, I initially looked through and I thought, oh, will fit together with identical copies of themselves. I forgot about the word not, and that really shows that you must read the question. So let's have a quick look. Well, we can work out the fact that this diamond shape, we take that diamond shape, it will fit together without anything, it wouldn't have any gaps, because these types of shapes will. And again, if you want to draw the shapes very, very quickly, even if it's rough, it doesn't matter. It will give you a better idea. Let's try W. Again, same sort of thing. We can write the shape out if we want. Again, don't worry about whether or not it's going to be exact. It doesn't really matter. Okay, these can go here, for example, so there's not going to be any gaps between these. Let's move this one over to show you again. Squares, well, you know that a square, that basically if you put a square, it's not going to be any gaps. So look at this. So there's one there, and there's another one. Let's bring him down, so bring them together. And there's another one. Oh, I'm going to say, can I fit that? No, that's not going to work. So if I put these together, look, see what happens. Oh, and I'm looking for to form a tile pattern without leaving any gaps. Well, that's going to leave me a great big gap in the middle. So the answer to question 2 is D, and it's Y is the wrong one there. Okay, let's move on to our next question. Question 3, which pair of numbers is equally distant from 15? Okay, right. Well, there are a few ways we could do this. You can either just sort of have a look at the numbers we've got and to see, but we want to work out which one is equally distant. So another way we can do it is draw a number line. There's a number line is what I did earlier. We've got a 15 marked in the middle, and then we've got 14.88 and 15.12. So let's put those in. I'm going to make them quite small numbers. Let's have a look. Let's make them a 16. And I can do, so the first one is 14.88. Doesn't sound quite small enough, that. Let's look at that again. Yes, that's so irritating. It's 14.88. And what we can then do, let's just get around for that. And we can then do, oh, that hasn't done it. Okay, so let's have a look at that one again. And we've got 14.88, and then it says the next one we're going to do is 15.12. So let's make it sort of an average about where it might be. So we need 15.12. Okay. So let's go for another one. And we got 14.88, so that's going to be same place, but this time we've got 15.22. Okay, so we're going to put our 15.22 up here, so that's 15.22. Then you've got 14.8 and 15.8. So it says which ones are equidistant. Okay, so a quick look, and we are going to put in, we have 15.8, 14, what is it, 14.8, okay, and 15.8, so is 8 closer, is 8 bigger or smaller, 0.88, is that smaller or bigger than 14.8? Okay, doesn't seem to be able to do it. Oh, and we've got 15.8. Well, that's going to be somewhere over here, because that's only 15.12. What's the difference? Well, the difference between that and that is 12.12. The difference between 14.88 and 15 is 0.12. So that is basically equidistant, isn't it? If we look at 11.3, well, 11.3, we look at 11.3, well, that's going to be all the way over here. And yes, you got 15.3, and that's going to be over here too. And so locally, you've got 13.75. So yeah, that's going to be about here. That's going to be about there. And this one, 17.5. Well, that's going to be all the way over there. So 14.8 and 15.8. Well, unfortunately, 15.8 would probably be over here, sort of thing. So that's 12 and 12. So the answer is A. Then it says which expression represents the value of the number marked by the question mark on the number line below. So we've got x plus y. No, can't be doing with that. And the question mark lies halfway between x and y, if we notice. So the value of the question mark is x plus y. So our answer is C. Let's go on to our next question. One 10-pence coin weighs 6.5 grams. Alfred has £8 worth of 10-pence coins. What is the total weight of Alfred's coins? So we'll look at our answers. We've got a mix here. We've got 0.52 grams, 0.52 kilograms, 52 grams, 502, and 520 kilograms. Okay, so our very first thing that we're going to do is if we convert £8 into 800 pennies. So let's work out how many 10-pence coins we have. Okay, so we know that one 10-pence coin is 6.5 grams, and there are 80 10-pence coins in 800 pence. Okay, so what we're going to do now is multiply 80 by 10 pence. Will give us 80 and 800 pence. 80 by 6.5 grams, so 80 times 6.5 grams. That's what we're going to do, because one coin, all right, equals 6.5. That's really important. One coin equals 6.5. Okay, so let's do it. And there's one I made earlier. So it's 80 times 5. Let's get everything together. Okay, and 80 times 5 is 520 grams. Have we got 520 grams up here? No, we don't. Okay, we don't have 520, but we do have 0.52 of a kilogram. So you're going to be careful with the weights. 52 grams, well, no. So our answer then is 0.52, and so our answer is B. Okay, let's go on to question 6. What are the coordinates of the flexion of point A in the mirror line? Okay, let's have a look. First of all, let's work out what the coordinates are of A. So A, let's go up, and the X, so AX equals 5. Okay, and Y, that's 8. So it's 5, 8. Okay. Does the X change? X change? No, it doesn't. A stays on the X. But we need to work out from the mirror line how far away A is, so that we can know on the Y coordinate where it would be. Well, let's count the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. So A is 4 up here, so we need to count 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be A. So that means that a reflection line that we're looking at would be, so we'll look A down here, would be, so X hasn't changed, okay, 5 and 0. All right, sorry, I just realized that actually what I've done here is I've written X and I should have written A. Okay, X is, A is 5 and 0. Which ones do we have? That's 0 and 5. No, wrong way around. D. There we go. That's our answer. Let's move on to question 7. Derek thinks of a 4-digit number. Which of these statements must be true if Derek's number is a multiple of 8? Now, we're not asking, the question doesn't ask you to go work out a 4-digit number and work out all the multiples of 8. So let's go through them. The sum of all the digits is 8. Well, that means if we add all the digits, that doesn't necessarily mean, though, that it's a multiple of 8. So now I'm going to get rid of A. The last 3 digits are divisible by 16. Okay, no, that's not divisible by 16 either. The last three digits are divisible by 8. That could be all digits are even. Well, no, doesn't have to be all digits even. Okay, so our answer actually is C. Let's move on to our next one, question 8. Below is a diagram of a rectangular park which consists of a tennis court that is surrounded by a lawn 3 meters wide. What is the outer perimeter of the rectangular park? So what we have defined is the perimeter here. Okay. We're not given any information. We're given the information of the tennis court, which is 8 meters by 12 meters. All right. So we know that this, we've already been told, as a lawn 3 meters wide. So we know that each one of these, the distance there and there and there is 3. So remember that perimeter is all the way around. Okay, area is what's inside. It's a really important thing to remember. And we're being asked for the outer perimeter of the rectangular park. So whatever we have, it's got to be, and I'm going to put it into, I'm going to write it out, 16, that's good. And it's going to be, so the length of the park is going to be 12 meters by, oh sorry, not by, what am I talking about? Sorry, plus 3 meters, plus 3 meters, and that equals 18 meters. Okay, that's our length. So the width is going to be, we'll look, 8 meters plus, so that's your 8 meters there, plus 3, plus 3. Okay, so plus 3 meters, plus 3 meters, and that equals 14 meters. So the perimeter, okay, so the length, let me just put that one in for you so that you know. Okay, let's move it, didn't want to do that, let's move this back up, and this is going to be your length. Okay, so that's 18, that's your length, and that's 14. Now the perimeter, so each one of these, your length, that's 18 rather, that's 14, that's 18, and that's 14, okay? So let's have a look at this. So that's 18, because don't forget perimeter is all the way around. Okay, and that's 14, and that's 14. Okay, so all it is, we can either do it one of two ways. We can either do 18 meters multiplied by 2, which equals, so a quick look, 18 multiplied by 2 is 16, so that's 36 meters, and our width would be 14 multiplied by 2, and that will give us 28. Okay, so wrong sign there, equals 28 meters, and then we add the two together. We can add 36 and 28, and then that would give us a total of 64. Okay, so the two together would be 64, and if we have a look down here, 64 is our answer. Okay, let's go on to question 9. Question 9, 16 is greater than x squared. All right, so that means x squared is less than 16. Okay, don't forget, you must remember that they're eating, the jaws of the crocodile's eating the bigger number. So that has to be less than that. So if x is a whole number, which is the largest possible value of x? So don't forget, when we have x squared, we multiply the number x times, I'm going to work that, x times x. All right, so let's have a look. 3 times 3, okay, is 9. Oh, sorry. 3 times 3, because we're squaring a number, Okay, 3 3s are 9. 4 4s, well, add 4 times 4 would be 4, 8, 12, 16. Well, can't be that because this needs to be less. And it's what's the largest possible. 1 times 1? No. 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 6, 36. So the biggest possible number we can have is A. Okay, so that's the biggest number which would fit there, x squared. And finally, number 10. Map below shows a number of different roads. Which two roads are perpendicular to each other? First thing you need to know, what does perpendicular mean? Don't know that? You cannot answer this question. Okay, perpendicular lines connect at 90 degrees. Okay, so lines connect at 90 degrees. That's the first thing. Okay, let's have a look at the statements. A, Mango Street, so this is Mango Street there, and Dean Lane. Okay, so where's Dean Lane? Let's have a look for Dean Lane. There's Dean Lane. Dean Lane there, and that's Mango Street. Are they right angles? No, they are not. Okay, so let's have a look at red. So I'm going to do red here, and Arms Lane and Scott Lane. Well, Scott Lane is here. And Amy Lane is there. Nope, not at all. Okay, let's choose a different colour. And Mango Street and Scott Lane. So let's do Mango Street and Scott Lane here. Well, this is Mango Street. And there's Scott Lane. Oh, are these perpendicular? Yep. Well, you've got a right angle there. That's 90 degrees. And so our answer would be C. Now then, thank you very much for watching the Teacher Drive homework video for week 6, year 5, block 5. Love you to have a lovely half term, but don't forget to do your homework. Thank you. Goodbye.